Hey, everybody. Welcome. Good morning. I'm Chad Eckert. It's not Eric Martins, and this is the Fantasy Golf Pod. Coming back, Cecil, round two. This is actually not round two. This is 1.5, Cecil, because we're going to do round two is actually the unboxing. So
yeah, round two is dependent on stuff showing up in the mail all the way up here. So could be in May, could be in June, could be in July, could be in August, whenever.
yeah, well, at least you're DMing that outlaw guy directly and saying, send the sweatshirts.
Yeah, get them up here.
Oh, and actually, I was wondering, maybe we could do it on Periscope Live. Can you do two people on Periscope? Do you know that?
I think so. There's a button when you join that says press this button to join someone. So I don't know if you can both like have video, but you can at least have audio. So.
Well, we kind of want them both video. Well, we can experiment with that. I think it's something we can do. Hey,
yeah.
Cecil, welcome back.
Just open loudly.
Oh, there you go. Like, yeah, just really rip the paper
really
up. It's Saturday, May 30th, the morning after the world is collapsing around me in Minneapolis and St. Paul, my hometown. There's protesting, rioting, looting, and you know what? We already had this planned, so I didn't want to not do this just because of those assholes ruining our city. But maybe we could take your mind off of it. Maybe we could talk a little bit of randomness. Got 12 topics, 6 golf, 6 non-golf related stuff. Maybe we could get through that and do a little, get your mind off of the protesting and the sadness.
Perfect. Hopefully we don't incite any more riots with anything dumb we say.
All right. Like I said, there's 12 topics. I got 6 Pga Dfs related things, and then some unusual lifestyle portion of the end for the diehards that really want to hear us talk.
That's right.
All right. So first topic of the day here this morning. Good morning. It's Saturday. Like I said, it's May 30th. It's 9 a.m. I'm having my coffee here. Well, actually, before we get into this stuff, how do you drink your coffee?
I used to drink it black, but that's disgusting. So I was like, oh, I'll drink my coffee black. And then my wife's like, fuck, you're an idiot. Like, just put some creamer in it. It'll be way better. So now I toss just a little bit of creamer in it. It's way better. So
yeah, I'm a splash of milk guy. I kind of want to barely see that it's darker. So I don't know.
I usually get my kids to make it. So I get a varied amount of creamer. Some days it's like a tablespoon. Some days it's like a drop. And some days it's like half the cup's cream, half the cup's coffee. And I can't even drink it. So kind of just depends what they're feeling.
My wife's the type that if I don't pour the creamer in before I pour the coffee in for her, and it's not, oh my gosh, she's freaking out. She's like, what? It's not spun around in there?
I don't know if you guys do the pot or the Keurig, but I just, pour in the creamer and then let it brew in, and it's perfect. You don't need to use a spoon. You don't got to stir it.
Well, so we can talk about this once we get to parenting during quarantine. That's topic number 7 of the day. We actually moved from the Keurig to the pot during quarantine because we were just chugging so much coffee during the morning. So we just switched back to the pot. I feel like we went back to 1970. I even tried fondue one night. It was great. It was a good idea. Fondue. Try it out.
Yeah.
Topic 1, Cecil. What is so good about Pga Dfs? Isn't it the best?
Yeah, the best part about Pga Dfs, I would say, I'm not going to give you like the normal answer, like, oh, it's a 4-day sweat, because let's be honest, it's usually a 2-day no sweat for me. But I think it's just the best sport and the best league. It's the easiest to do. You don't have to worry about much math or many calculations. You just fire in 6 guys and away you go. And I like that you get it during the day. Like you get it in the morning, you get it during the day. Everything else is at night. It's like I don't want to sit and wait around all night to watch.
Oh my God, it's the worst. Like NBA, I've stayed up till 2 a.m. and then you got to get up the next day and deal with your kid. You can't do that. And then, I'm not going to stay up and watch the sweat. I'm trying to win the money. I put the money in and I want to know if I've cashed mega profit. And what am I going to do? Go to bed and wake up in the morning and just open my phone? Think that's fun? Fuck that. Yeah. 5 o'clock on Sunday, you get your answer. You get your money. I'm drinking beer typically at 5 o'clock on Saturday or Sunday or whatever when the tournaments are ending. Yeah, dude, I can't even stay awake to keep my eyes open for the NBA. It's terrible. West Coast games. Whew.
Yeah, I would agree with all that. So definitely the daytime makes it better. And I'm on the West Coast, so sometimes for the East Coast tournaments, I'll wake up and the tournament's already been going on for 2 hours. I'm definitely not set your alarm before to make sure there's any withdrawals. That's not happening.
No, fuck that. I don't have time for that. And it happens so rarely that people focus so much on when Jason Day withdraws, but it's just
you never know what happens.
We are talking somewhat about topic 2 I had here that why do other DFS sports suck? And that thing is like I don't really play that many other sports. I play NFL because, of course, you got to play NFL, but I don't do the other ones. I used to try to keep up with the NBA and the news. You got to be right at your computer at 5 o'clock at lock time typically to know you're going to even have a chance or else you're dead in the water. Do you play other PG or do you play other sports than PGA? Do you play hockey? Are you a big hockey DFS guy?
I play hockey. That's about it. I mean, like you said, you kind of have to play NFL because everybody does. But I don't really enjoy the NFL anymore. I used to, but now it's just kind of a stupid sport. I don't think I watched a single full NFL game last year. I might be lying. Somebody might catch me like, hey, I think you watched this game, but I don't think I did. But I mean, I'll make a team every Sunday morning. I'll just fire in. I always go Deshaun, and then Will Fuller and Hopkins. I don't think I can do that anymore. I think Hopkins got traded, so I got to come up with a new strategy for next year. But
you can do Kyler Murray and Hopkins.
Yeah, just do the same thing every week. That way, if it's good, you're good to go. I think NBA's got to be the worst, though.
Oh, it's the worst. It's so impossible.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, the nerds can kill NBA. The nerds, the stat people, they're able to take minutes projected potential. I don't even know what the fuck they do, but all of a sudden they're gonna have some guy got no clue about unless you're in it, and then you got to be in it every effing night. How much energy does that take?
Yeah, and like I talked about last week, I'm good at the sports where you got to get lucky to win. The luckier you have to bet to get, the better it is for me. And it seems like the NBA, you got to actually know what you're doing. Plus,
like MLB. Have you ever played an MLB on DraftKings?
I attempted to a couple years ago, and I think I lasted for like 2, 3, maybe 2 weeks. And then I don't think I won a single thing. And I was like, this is stupid. Like, I don't watch baseball. I have no interest. Right. I have no idea who any of these people are. I'm just making teams just to do something. And yeah, it was dumb.
I will say there was a time recently that I've decided to say, oh, I might watch this game, or I'm going to the bar with my buddies on a Friday night and this game is on. It's going to be on. Yeah. I'll do a showdown for that particular game.
Showdown's great because you can do it for anything and you can just fluke off anybody. So
but like to try to compete against the nerds with their calculators and stuff, like thanks. Golf, you can compete with those nerds because there's the nerd. You and me, we laugh at those nerds that they think they can find answers through the stats. We know that they cannot in golf. Yeah. It's great. So that's what we're saying.
Yeah. So in golf, they'll probably beat us 6 out of 10 times. In NBA, they'll beat us 10 out of 10 times. So
or 9 points.
I'll take my 4 out of 10. There's a couple others, so I do play NHL. But NHL is easy. You basically, I think I mentioned it last time. You basically pick 2 teams. You pick a line from one, you pick a line from the other, and then you kind of fill in the goalie, and there's one more spot, and then you just kind of hope to get lucky. So,
yeah, no, I like the 6 G's, dude. They're all G's. They're golfers. You don't really have to consider a point guard, shooting guard, other thing. Building rosters. This is my topic 3. Is fun. It's easy in PGA. How do you build typically? Do you go with the top price guy, and then you kind of start there and chunk down, and then, or do you go top price guy and then you go to the very bottom and then you kind of go in the middle?
I got a few different ways. I mean, obviously you can't do the same thing every week. It depends who the players are, right? But usually I won't play the top guy, but I'll always make like a decent looking team right off the hop with players that I actually like. And it's with no research. I just kind of fire in the players that I like. But then you reserve what you want to reserve and play. And this only works if you're doing like 1 to 3 lineups. This doesn't work if you're doing 20. And then usually the morning of, depending on the tournament, like right now, everything was kind of West Coast to start the year. So it's all later. So if I'm up at 7 o'clock, I still have a couple hours. So I'll wait till about an hour before lock. And I've listened to everything. I've done my stuff. And then you just make your teams then. You don't have time to tinker. It's a rush in case like, you've done this pod with me. We've had some internet issues. You get internet issues and you can't make your team. It's like, holy shit. Like I got to get my phone working so I can get my team. It's a rush. Like it's awesome. You just make your team.
Oh, the rush. Yeah. Where the minutes are trickling down up in the corner and you're just like watching the seconds and you're just trying to make decisions at the last second.
Yeah. And you're like, oh, what am I going to pick? Like, do I want Cam Champ? Do I want whoever else? It's like, who am I going to put in? And then you kind of just have to make a quick decision. I don't know. I like it.
Okay.
Instead of having to think about it, like, oh, do I want this guy or this guy? It's like, man, you got 2 minutes. You got to click.
That's when your brain just starts to focus and it presses the answer out. And you just like squeeze it out at the last second.
And it's a thrill. I feel like you already get your sweat in the contest.
Oh, yeah. That's brilliant because that's what it's all about, dude, is getting the sweat.
Yeah. And I'm probably not going to win, so I got to give myself like a little secondary sweat.
Eric and I, we have a pod that we did a strategy pod that I'm going to publish next week. And on it, we talked about different ways to have fun. And one of the ways you can do that is you can build correlated lineups where you sort by a specific stat category, long drivers, Bermuda putters, and you make a team based on that. Do you do anything like that ever?
No.
It's too much.
That's a hard no. I don't mind the idea, but yeah, no, I definitely don't. So
what is the common trait in your lineups then? Is it just you're looking at the stats for the week and then you decide, okay, I'm going to use these guys that in my brain and gut feel like they fit those stats? Does it matter?
Yeah. Like I'm pretty stubborn, so I don't want to play. There's some guys that I'll never want to play, and then there's some guys that I'll always try to get, like Sanjay. I think I mentioned Cam Champ last time. Like there's times it's like, and he's horrible. I'm like, this guy sucks. But every once in a while, he's going to win. So I was like, oh, fuck, I'm playing him again.
Now, topic 4 of 12, like I mentioned, we got 12 topics. We're going to go through these today just now. What about betting on PGA? Do you bet at all? Are you a bettor?
I almost never actually bet. And for a couple reasons. One, I'd probably just lose my money. Two, I find it to be quite a hassle to get money on and off the site. I don't know if that's an issue. I don't know if that's just me being an idiot or if it's like I can't just deposit with my credit card. I have to use this like iDebit thing, and it like charges me $1 fee every time I want to do it, which whatever isn't a huge deal, but it's still a pain in the ass. I got to put in my password like 4 times.
Wells Fargo will call me and be like, "Is this real? Did you want to do this?" And then you have to lie to them and be like, "No, that's real. I swear."
I mean, it goes to show how bad I am. I've never had to withdraw from it's like I don't do it a ton, but I've never won. Like I don't think I've ever won a single bet because.
Oh, so my brother once won, and they sent him like a giant check in the mail.
Nice.
Well, we're doing a betting podcast. Oh, I was gonna say, I want your opinion. Do you think that'll be a massive failure?
Yeah, probably.
Because we don't even know what we're doing. But we're going to try to get real people on because, I don't know if you heard Joe and I talk about this. Joe and I, I'm not even going to deposit any money into any of these sites. I mentioned this. I'm not even going to actually make these bets. I'm probably never going to lose any money on this, but I'm also never going to win. So, because I don't care.
That's what everybody does, though. The only difference is that you're admitting that you're doing it.
Exactly.
Everybody else is doing the same thing. But I guess like what's the point when you place a bet? Like if say you place a bet for somebody who's 80-1, like what's your goal? I mean, your goal is obviously to win, but that's not going to happen. Like every once in a while you'll get lucky and you win, but like I feel
and then you're like skilled because you knew that guy. Yeah. Fuck you.
I feel like the goal when you're betting would just be to get a sweat like on the last day. Like on the last day, be like, hey, I placed 33 bets. I got 2 guys in contention. We're good. Yeah. And then you got at least a couple and then you lose. But at least during the day, it's like you get down to the 16, 17 hole. You're like, oh, there's a chance if the leader hits the ball into the water and then the woods and then the trees, it's like, then my guy's got a chance.
These people they're saying, I'm only going to take 6 guys. Well, fuck that. Take like 13, 14 and get yourself enough where you got a chance. Don't do $10, $15, $20 on one human. $1 get you 80 back. Let's do that.
Either that. You got to do like opposite ends. You got to either do that or else you got to do one guy and put everything into just the one guy. I feel like you got to pick one or pick the other.
I like that. Okay.
You can be like, yeah, here's my proper betting card. I have 6 guys. I have 2 in the mid-range. I have 1 favorite that I've juiced up with a MLB parlay. And then I have 2 long shots with the each ways on both. And then at the end of the week, it's like, okay, you had a sweat for 1 each way, but you lost everything.
Nice. Or like, are you even sure what you're sweating because you're so confused?
Yeah. Like, damn it, I thought I needed Sanjay to win him, but I only had him for a top 5.
Yeah, exactly. Now, when the PGA returns, how are touts going to tout? What are they going to tout? Are they going to tout recent form from February?
It could be the best or the worst. Like, it's going to be kind of like what I just said at the betting. You got to be on one end. It's going to be on one end. It's either going to be like, okay, I've had 2 weeks to research. I've been looking into everything. I got this. Or it's going to be the guys who be like, yeah, let's be honest. We all have no idea. But I would assume like they'll all kind of end up on the same people regardless. So
yeah, Bryson, and they're gonna go to Instagram.
Oh, yeah. Everybody who's been on Instagram, that's right. Bryson, Ricky looked good. Yeah, let's play. I don't know if Ricky's playing, but Ricky looked good. He will take some stabs at him. Bryson hit it 300 yards in his backyard. We'll give him a go.
Oh yeah, he'll be 30% owned.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. Dude, one time I went to the driving range and hit a bucket of drivers, and I pulled my muscle for like 3 weeks. I couldn't even golf. So I mean, he's gonna do that eventually.
I'm bad for like I said, I'm stubborn. This is the first year I bought like a golf glove because I refused. I'm like, I'm not like I suck at golf. Like I'm not that good. I'll shoot like 90 to 100. I'm like, I'm not gonna be like some loser out there with a golf glove. But this gym, okay, I actually want to get good at golf. So I bought a wedge for my backyard. So I have a 60-degree wedge. So I'm sitting in my backyard chipping for like hours on end, and I'm getting blisters on my hands. I'm like, I'm not even swinging hard. I'm like, fuck, is this why people get golf clubs? So I finally got a glove because I was like, well, I look like an idiot and I have blisters all over my hands where I get a glove. So I
So is
finally,
it helping?
buckled and got a glove. I don't feel like it helps me when I'm playing.
Right? I've never actually played without one, so I don't even know. Maybe I should
It's
try
great.
that.
Feels so much freer until your hand starts bleeding.
Topic 6. We're halfway through the topics here. I got one about making a model, Cecil. I use Fantasy National. They're a friend of ours. And I was wondering, have you ever made a model and used it?
I mean, I'm pretty much the expert in the golf industry on making models. So yeah, no, actually on Fantasy National, I do know how to make one. It took me a while to figure out, but I did figure out how. But it's like if I like a player, like I said, if I've kind of predetermined that I like somebody, it's like he'll show up at the bottom. He's like 160th, and I'll look through and I'll be like, yeah, but in par 5 scoring, he's 46th. So
Justified.
yeah, so then you justify it and you keep it. So it's like I make one, and then at the end of the day, it's like, oh, am I using it to pick anybody? No, I'm just using it to justify my guides. It's like, or I'll adjust my model. It's like, okay, Cam Champ sucks in this. So it's like, okay, driving distance, crank it up. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, there we go. He's 10th. Yeah.
Right.
And you build up to that. I'm actually making lineups, like you said. Maybe I'm actually making lineups based on stats. Like, oh, I'm making a driver's lineup without even knowing it.
Yeah, probably, which is probably good overall every week.
Yeah.
Eric and I started with like the anti-model beer gut driven answer. Like that's how we're going to make lineups. We're not going to look at stats like stats. Fuck you.
The way Fantasy National has it set up works. Like it's easy to see, and it's cool to see. Like, oh, this guy sucked, but why? Like, why did he suck? Right. This guy was good, but why was he good? So I don't know. I find it interesting. I use it more for showdown than I use it for actually like making my main teams.
We then switched our mentality. Like all these pods where they're like, you know, first at Teeter Green over the last 12 rounds and second and third, and they just rattle off these things straight up from Fantasy National that they've sorted or whatever. And so we did that model for a long time. Like that's what the content was. We thought that was maybe desirable, is us spouting off how many times he's been good at certain things. And then after months and months of doing that and not having any better results than just using your gut and going off of recent form pretty much. So like I stopped making models. I haven't made a model in months.
Yeah. Well, I'll say I would still use Fantasy now, even if I didn't look at a single thing for like making my lineups. I would still use it just to like out of interest, just to look at who's doing well or who's good at what. I don't know. I find that to be a little bit interesting. So, do you ever use it to like make your actual lineups, or you do that all by hand?
I just do it by hand. I mean, I might make it so that I can star the guys that have risen to the top or whatever, but I'm only taking the 21. I'm doing the 21, and then I'm going by hand, and I'm kind of fun making them as I go.
You like to do like the 21, 21, 21, right?
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes I'll make usually I'll make 1 to 3, but sometimes I'll make 20 or whatever. So when you do that, like what's your highest owned guy? Is he in like half your lineups? Is he in like all of them?
So I used to try to go a little heavy on a couple guys, just so that they're just like, these are my 2 guys this week or whatever, and it's more interesting that way. But then I found out that I'm just shooting myself in the foot most of the times and destroying 2-3 more lineups than I need to. So I've gone to the point where like if I'm gonna go all in on a guy, it's not over 50%. I've heard a lot of the people that I've interviewed say this too, where they just try to get it to 50%. So like 11, 10 lineups with Sung Jae. When I'm trying to go all in. That might go higher than that.
Yeah. So I like to lock at least 2 players. I don't know if it's just because I'm lazy and then it's like I only have to worry about making 4 spots. But like if I make 20 teams, or even if I make like 50, which is rare, but I'll do it a couple times a year, I'll usually lock like 2 guys. So it's like basically all my lineups are kind of the same. And my player pool will be like 10 or 11 dudes.
Yeah.
And then
that's kind of a great way to play it. You got to take stands, dude. You got to go risk it and reward it.
A single entry though. But it's like a single entry 50 times because it's like my lineups are all kind of similar, so they're all going to be at the back or they're all going to be at the front, and I like that. I like to either win or lose. Nothing's more annoying than being like, oh man, I just need like one of these lineups to min cash and then I can break even or get close. It's like, man, no, I'm gonna win, I'm gonna lose. What do you do for your lowest owned player? Like, do you have anybody that's in one,
No,
like one
I've
or two
preached to
lineups?
Martins. Martins does this all the time. He puts one guy in his player or one lineup. Like fuck that. I do a
Yeah,
minimum of at least two lineups because whatever. If he's good, then I at least have two bullets with the guy.
yeah. Like I like to have everybody that I have, and this is why I only have like 10 players. I want to have them in at least like 25% of my lineup. So if I make 20 teams, like everybody's got to be in at least 5. Because like, what if that guy all of a sudden's awesome, and then it's like, oh yeah, but I have him with my shitty good players. It's like, oh, I just ruined it.
Okay, so let's get to the fun topics. These are the last few topics here. Okay, parenting during quarantine. How is it going? You have children in the background. I hear them. How many do you have?
Yeah, so I have 3. I got 3 boys.
Okay,
I just have. I don't know. I don't know how I could do. I don't know how anybody does girls. That seems like a nightmare. We got friends with girls, and it's like fuck. That is a disaster waiting to happen. So luckily, I just got boys. We're good. Yeah, they're all getting pretty old now. Like my oldest is just turned 9. My
Damn.
middle kid just turned 7, and then my youngest kid just turned 5. So
Okay.
they're all.
So then you're past where I am because I got the 5-month-old, 6-month-old, and then I got the 3-year-old.
Like they're so useful now. It's like when you're in it, it's like, oh man, this sucks. Like changing a diaper every 2 hours and what? It's like I haven't changed a diaper in probably 2 years. I have one kid who can't wipe his own ass. Other than that, I'm good. It's like I got one kid. My summer goal is basically after you shit, teach you how to wipe yourself, and you're good to go. And then it's like, boom, I'm done.
Dude, I can't wait for that moment. I just was dealing
So
with that this morning a lot. Well, what else is going on over there?
yeah, so we play outside all the time. Like I got a huge yard. So I got some good games, some good game suggestions for other parents out there. We got a favorite that we call. It's called No Mercy Dodgeball.
Okay.
So it's basically exactly what it sounds like. It's adults versus kids. So it's me and my wife, and we'll play against the kids. And when I say no mercy, like I legitimately mean like we will huck, like not like it's like the plastic basketball that comes with like the little tyke set, like from when they're 3, and we will whip these things at our kids.
I love
And
that.
like we'll usually miss, but every once in a while, like, and they'll egg us on it, like, oh yeah, come on, let's play No Mercy Dodgeball. Like, come on, it's like, hey, if you ask me to play it, like, you know I'm gonna play it. So eventually I'll whip them, and it's the best. Like sometimes I'll chase them around the house, and they love it, right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
well, I grew up with older brother, younger brother, so I'm the middle of your kids. That's me.
Yeah, exactly. And like I'm only 28, so I'm a pretty young parent, so
Oh,
I have
wow.
lots of energy. So I'm ripping around and following them all the time. Like if I was a kid, like they don't know how good they have it. Like I legitimately play with my kids every day. So
Oh
we'll
my
rip
God.
around the
Yeah,
house,
that's amazing.
and I'll grab this ball, and they'll like. So I like we can run around basically the full house in my yard, and I'll get them, and like it's in like the long stretch, the one side that's long. They'll be running, and I'll grab this ball and I'll whip it, and I'll hit them like right in the back, and it just drops them immediately. It's like, oh, it's like, yes.
Yeah,
The
they're
best
gonna be the
feeling in
biggest
world.
bullies in school, dude.
Yeah, it's bad. Like, yeah. Because like I
But they're
said,
gonna love it later in life, dude. I
yeah,
love having an older brother and a younger brother. We like talk sports. We're on group text message all the
yeah.
time. It's brilliant.
Yeah, like I said, I have 3 boys, so we definitely go probably a little too hard, like on the trampoline. Like when we wrestle, we'll go like full scale wrestling, and it'll cause a few, like, I don't know, my older boys kind of get it. They're like, okay, when we're playing with dad, we can go all out, but they kind of know how to tone it down. But my 5-year-old, no idea. Like he's just like full bore all the time. It's like, man, I'm worried like he's going to kindergarten next year. I'm like, oh shit, like he's gonna punch a kid and just like it's funny and be like,
This
yeah.
is like my youngest brother. Okay, so
He'll just think it's funny. They'll be like, yeah, it's no big deal. Because me and him will go at it, and we'll go full bore, and he's super tough. Like I can hit him hard and he will not cry. He'll egg me on. He'll be like, I'm not gonna cry, like come spank me. And he'll like run and like slapping his butt, like running away, like goading me. He's like egging me on, and it's like he's basically trying
they get trained. I swear. My younger brother is insane. He's like the maniac and the biggest one too.
Yeah.
You grow these soldiers.
It's like he gets beat up all the time. Like he's got me, and then he's got his 2 older brothers that are just going at him all the time, and he just doesn't care.
That's great.
Yeah, but he won't, and he doesn't take shit from anybody. Like if his brothers say something to him, like he'll just go right at them. So he's a little instigator, but
oh, dude, he's gonna be trouble later, I'm sure.
But my kids are extremely lippy. Like as lippy as I am on here, like that's kind of like how I talk with my wife. Like we're very sarcastic and lippy. So it's like we'll say things to each other, like obviously joking, but then the kids will hear it, so then they speak to each other like that. It's like, oh, dude, this is so bad.
I was I'm going to ask you, since we talked about this, do you have any pets?
We have one.
A what? A bunny?
Got a rabbit.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. So he works around the house. And then tomorrow, actually, we're picking up a dog tomorrow. So, this was the plan. Was this year was like get the yard ready. My kids are getting older, so like last year my kids would have been ready. This year they're pretty much good to, like, my youngest is pretty much ready to go. But I don't have a fence yet, so it's like, oh shit. Like, so I ordered a bunch of lumber. I got lumber coming in a couple weeks because it's like my wife found like a rescue dog kind of through Facebook, and she's like, yeah, like this is the dog I want. Like, we're gonna make this happen, and she made it happen because it's kind of like she's kind of the person that's like she wants something, like it'll happen eventually. So that was a couple weeks ago. So it's like, oh shit, like I gotta get my ass in gear. So I got lumber on the way. So I'll be building a fence in a couple weeks, but there'll be a couple weeks with this dog with no fence, which will kind of be a nightmare. But yeah. So
how old's the dog? Is it new? Young?
So yeah, it's about 4 or 5 months old, kind of, I guess. It was abandoned on the side it was kind of like abandoned on the side of the road, and so it's been with Animal Protective Services for a couple weeks getting like training and its vaccine. But it's huge. It's a Great Pyrenees, so it's going to be like 120 pounds. So it's a large rowdy boy. It'll fit right in.
That's right. Now, have you ever had a dog?
I have not had a dog. No, I've never been like a dog person. So
okay,
it'll be. They've been waiting for a dog for forever. So.
Yeah, I've been a dog. I had a dog in college, and then I've had my wife and I got a dog when we got married. So I've had a dog with the kids, and it's fun. It's just another kid, basically. So
yeah, exactly.
Okay, now we're getting a little long here, so maybe we save some of these other topics for the next time that you and I get together and do part 2.
What else we got?
Well, we could talk about real estate, which sucks, in Minnesota.
Yeah, that must be a bit
especially
right
now that rioters are taking down property values. We could talk about what pods we're into.
Yeah. Well, if we can skip a topic, that's an easy one. We'll skip that one.
What about like these other DFS sports? Are you doing any of these other DFS sports?
Definitely not. The League of Legends, the esports.
What is up with these people that are like coming out of the woodwork and acting like they know things about that?
Yeah. Like, hey, how come? I can't believe you guys are making fun of us for playing esports. It's like, well, you just started playing esports. Like, you're only doing it because there's nothing else to do.
Do you think that they'll survive beyond? Do you think that the Outlaw Tour will actually be on DraftKings once PGA returns?
I don't know. I doubt. They might try for a couple weeks and see how it goes. It helps a bit that it's on like a different day. Like it's usually Monday to Wednesday or Monday to Thursday. So maybe.
Do you have any of advice for people to follow on Twitter? Who are the best and worst follows on Twitter?
Oh man, so this list I would say has changed dramatically over like the last few months. I feel like there being no sports has really kind of shown who the good and the bad accounts are. So some accounts that like you thought were good before, it's like, ooh, maybe not so good. It's like some of the parody accounts. It's like they're trying to, especially right now, even like there's different accounts trying to kind of balance that line between like being funny and being serious. And it's like, well, you kind of just got to pick your lane and stay in it.
What about the conspiracy theory Twitter? Are you into that?
No, I'm definitely not. I'm not a conspiracy guy like at all. I'm probably the farthest from a conspiracy guy. Like, I just can't see anybody putting in like the time to like think of a conspiracy like that and make it happen. Like
Tom Hanks is dead or whatever.
Just live like, yeah. Like I don't have time. Well, I do have time, but I'm not going to spend time researching and figuring that out. Like it's just Tom Hanks, man. Just let him be.
What do you got going the rest of the day? We got a 9:42 on a Saturday. We're just gonna get into parenting again.
I just gotta get my I gotta get my yard as ready as possible for this dog to show up, basically. So we're gonna. So you're
getting it. Tomorrow. When are you getting it? Did you say?
Tomorrow. Nice. So yeah, he had to be with Animal Protective Services or like wherever they sent him to for a couple weeks to get his vaccines and to get his like make sure he's like
quarantined,
behaving properly and stuff. So.
Well, you'll have to have him make an appearance next time we chat. Maybe it'll be live on Periscope when we do the unboxing of the Outlaw sweatshirts. But until part 2, maybe live on Periscope. Who knows? See you next time.
Perfect.